I've got all of these vape batteries, which you find everywhere nowadays. I started collecting them a couple of weeks ago, and I know people who vape, and I find them on the ground. And in the course of a couple of weeks, I've probably got 30 or 40 of these things. And I've ordered um, a recharger for them because you can't just plug them straight into 9 volts. You have to 5 volts. You have to like have a charging module like the ones I'm showing here, and then you can recharge it, and it'll set the correct charge, and it'll turn off when it's fully charged, etc. You can't just make wires like that and plug them in. So you need these modules to use. Now, one of the problems I got with it is I've got all of these things, and the first thing that crossed my mind is, well, what do I do with all of these batteries? Like, what use are they? What I've discovered is I've thought, well, I'm going to make myself a flashlight. So I can reuse the case, which you see in here, and I 3D printed a cap for the end of it so that I can put LEDs on that end, and on the other end put the switch, the on-off switch, and the charger. So on the other end I 3D printed another end cap, and that end cap has the charging point, and it also has a place for the switch, the on-off switch. So you can see it here. The small hole is for the charging port, and the plastic sort of panel that's sticking up there is so that I can glue this charging chip onto it, so it's got something to adhere to, and it won't move around when you're pushing the charging cable into the plug. So having gathered all these, the next step really was to get LEDs onto the end. So to do that, I needed a proof of concept. So the big round one there that you see, this one here, I used that and put it in one of the other cases, the big round fat case, and I drilled holes in it and glued together some LEDs. So I basically drilled holes in it, put the LEDs in, and then soldered them together, and then soldered the battery just to check as a proof of concept that this would all work. And yeah, that works fine. So I've got myself a little UV flashlight because I used UV LEDs. And then I've gone to create a PCB. Now this PCB is basically just got 12 LEDs on it, and it'll fit on that little square end cap. So the idea here is that you glue that in. I also created a much larger one, circular, to fit that large circular vapes that you get with the larger batteries. So I created those, ordered those. I'm still waiting for the PCBs to come in, but if anybody's interested, I can show those later in a separate video. But while I didn't have the PCBs, another use for it I thought of was, it's near Christmas, and we've got these Christmas decorations. And these Christmas decorations came, it's sort of a cheap Chinese thing, and it came with these plastic battery holders. And every year I was taping them back together to hold them together. And also, because I'd forget to turn the thing off at night, I'd run out of batteries. I was constantly doing it. So I 3D printed myself this little box, and decided to adapt these rechargeable batteries. So I've got this little box. I've put in 2 of the rechargeable batteries and the little recharger chip. It's difficult to see here, but there's the switch to turn it on, and the rechargeable chip is in there. So it all just goes in the box, and you can close it up, and then you've got the same switch that was on the other one. I've repurposed the switches from the other ones, and that's it. So, you know, at least there's some usefulness to come out of this, and it saves me a lot of batteries because I just recharge it when I forget to turn the thing off at night. So that's some of the stuff you can do with these batteries. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it was quick, and if you can like or subscribe or share the channel, that would be great. Thanks a lot.